Hey guys, welcome back. Some stories are too terrifying to be fiction because they actually happened. These 5 real-life experiences were shared by people who swear what they are about to tell you is true, but what they saw, they just can't explain. If you think you can handle it, watch this video to the end. If you want to survive the night, because some things are best left unknown, like the story of the girl who rented a haunted house and had an unexplainable encounter in the basement. Or the 2 friends who found a creepy old photo album and had their minds blown by what they discovered inside. If you can handle these stories and more, then let's begin. Starting with No. 5. The Voice in the Night. A Reddit user shared this crazy story about hearing his daughter's voice in the middle of the night. He wrote, "I was awoken in the middle of the night by my daughter calling out for me in a very specific way, like how children call out for their parents. 'Daddy, come here.' I was confused because I knew she was fast asleep beside me in our bed. I turned to look at her and she was peacefully sleeping away. I was lying back trying to go back to sleep when I distinctly heard her say my name again. This time it sounded like she was coming from the hallway outside of our bedroom. I sat up in bed listening intently, and then I heard it again. 'Daddy, come here.' I got out of bed and walked toward the hallway, but everything was fine. I checked her room, the bathroom, under the bed, and even in the closet. Nothing was out of place, and there was no sign of my daughter. Then I heard it again. 'Daddy, come here.' And as I stood there responding, my daughter came running out of the room, rubbing her eyes sleepily, asking what was wrong. I could not wake her up enough to understand what was going on. All I remember is feeling fear mixed with exhaustion. I went back to bed and fell asleep immediately. In the morning after, of course, not sleeping at all, I asked my wife if she had heard anything in the middle of the night. She confirmed that she had heard my daughter's voice as well. No. 4. The Moved Objects. Next, we have to talk about the girl whose scary experience with the supernatural occurred in her own bedroom. One day she noticed that some of her books had been moved. She thought nothing of it. But then the closet door began opening by itself. Then one day she woke up and saw that her jewelry had been moved. She started thinking she might be going crazy. But then she set up a camera and caught this. It appears to show a shadowy figure crawling across her ceiling, staring directly at her while she sleeps. 3. The Delivery That Shouldn't Exist. Now, let's discuss the creepy story of a delivery man who received an order from a house on the edge of town. When he arrived, he knocked, but there was no answer. So he left the food at the door and rang the bell. Moments later, the door opened, and a woman in all black took the food without saying a word. Later, the delivery driver noticed that the system had flagged the address as invalid. He asked the company and found out that the house had been abandoned 8 years prior, and no orders had ever come from there before. Number 2. The Shadow That Follows. Now we have to tell you about the man who kept seeing a dark shape in the corner of his eye. At first, he thought it was stress, but then he noticed it in the mirror, and even in his dreams. He decided to visit his childhood home and asked his younger brother if he'd seen it too. And his brother replied, "You brought your shadow friend back." He hadn't told anyone about the shadow, so he was deeply disturbed by this. And finally, at no one, the ghost child. A woman was driving home late one night when she saw a little boy in the road. She stopped, pulled him aside, and asked if he was okay. She called the police, and they searched the area, but found no trace of him. Later, the officer said that a boy had died in that exact spot 10 years prior, and she was the 3rd person to report seeing him. Now, it's time to make your voice heard. Comment below which of these stories was the scariest. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more spine-chilling content. Until next time, stay safe, because some things are better left unknown.